You know, when I hear the music that's playing right now in the background, I always think about the good old times. Like a 13-year-old me playing Zombie Panic Source, and it's just, I don't know, it feels like you're really home again, like you were teleported back into the past. It's a absolute janky Half-Life 2 mod, and I'm gonna show you why I am in love with it. And even after nearly 2 decades, this game is not yet even close to being replaced. Now, Zombie Panic Source was special because it understood one simple truth. Zombies are only scary when you panic, and this game made you panic constantly. Humans had guns, sure, but you were made out of glass. 3 bad hits and you were done. You'd hear a growl behind you, spin around, miss every shot like you've never played a shooter before, and start backing into walls while yelling for help. That may or may not come. And when help did come, there was solid chance your teammates would accidentally shoot you anyway. The zombies are simple but terrifying because they were real people. They weren't dumb AI. They waited, rushed together, faked attacks, and swarmed you at the moment you slipped up. And then there was Whitey, the special zombie, the pale menace who hit harder, lived longer, and could infect you. Getting infected was psychological horror at its finest. You knew you were doomed. Your teammates knew that you were doomed. The only question was whether they let you keep fighting or just shoot you for your safety. Trust disappeared instantly. Friendships ended. Zombies gained another teammate. At the beginning of every match, players choose whether to be human survivors or zombies. And if nobody volunteered to be the undead, the game simply picks one at random and sticks them like a lamb among wolves. Once that first zombie is unleashed, the gradual tension kicks in. Survivors know they have to stick together, because being alone in zombie panic is like walking into a spider's web blindfolded. There's strength in numbers, not because the game is arbitrary enforcing it, but because every mechanic nudges you towards cooperation, rather than lone wolfing. If you try to run off by yourself, you'll almost certainly hear that familiar growl. Feel that panic in your spine and die alone, screaming while your teammate shakes their head in voice chat. Humans start with the most basic tools, a pistol, maybe a melee weapon. But the weapon balance in Zombie Panic is a masterpiece in subtle tension. Guns have realistic recoil and limited ammo. You can't just pick up every gun in sight, like in most shooters. Each weapon and bullet has a weight cost, which slows you down and drains stamina faster the more you carry. That weight system forces humans to talk, negotiate and share. You can't be the guy hoarding 5 rifles and 2 crates of ammo unless you want to waddle like you're wearing a refrigerator on your back. That's intentional, of course. The designer wanted the player to think about what they carry, trading firepower for mobility and survival. It's one of those small systems that creates big feelings. Every time you choose to carry one more box of shells, you're gambling with your own life. But let us talk about one thing that I like the most in this game. The infection mechanic. Because it's beauty of subtle horror. When a human gets infected, they don't instantly turn. There's a delay, which means your teammates see you struggling and don't know whether to help or shoot you. Same mob, familiar dilemma. The human might still fire back, still crawl through corridors and try to support the team, but the dread underneath is real. The infection meter ticks down, and at some point you're going to snap. This mechanic makes every encounter with the carrier tense, especially when you're low on ammo and low on hope anyway. Then there's the infamous panic button, a gameplay feature so brilliant it feels like a meme come to life. When things go sideways, and trust me, they will, hitting the panic key instantly drops all your inventory except what you're holding right now, and gives you a sudden rush of stamina. Suddenly, you're lighter, faster, and sprinting like a man possessed. It's a last-ditch escape option, because carrying loot is not just tactical, it's risky. Dropping all your gear in desperate dash becomes part of the gameplay fabric itself. You'll do it, you'll scream, and you will live. And don't get me started about barricading. You could shove furniture, nail boards, and try to create your own safe room. But physics had other plans. Sometimes the barricade held, and you felt like a genius. Other times, one wrong push sent furniture flying and turned your safe room into a zombie welcome center. And then zombies could break barricades anyway. So no place was really ever truly safe. Just temporarily less awful. Then there are the maps. They're probably the best reason why people actually stayed that long. The map diversity was incredible. The game shipped with a solid amount of atmospheric maps, but the community went absolutely wild, creating custom maps that range from brilliant to bizarre. Like you have Biotech, set in an underwater research lab that could have resembled Resident Evil. And you have Farm, probably the best map ever created. A classic holdout map. Stay, I think, 10 minutes? I think you needed to survive 10 minutes, and then a convoy of military vehicles would come and rescue you. I remember playing this map so often because the server that I was on didn't play any other map. This was just 24/7 farm run. And I loved it. I loved every second because it was not the map that was like the best thing. No, it was the community that was behind it. This was the best thing about this game, the community. It was so fun to play with them, just hearing the voice chat, the one-liners that they spam, because the game has a built-in voice line command. When you press X, you can choose which kind of voice lines you want to use, and this created mostly spam. Most people spammed it because, well, that's kind of fun, if you ask me. In summary, Zombie Panic Source played like a beautiful mess of a game, and we loved it for that. It had the intensity of survival horror, the teamwork of a co-op shooter, and the unpredictability of PvP, all wrapped up in a slightly scuffed Source engine package. It's the kind of game where one moment you're genuinely scared, and the next you're laughing because your friend got stuck in a door, or screamed like a banshee on voice chat. It's nostalgic chaos at its finest. Revisiting Zombie Panic Source feels like going back to a beloved neighborhood arcade. The graphics are outdated, the mechanics are clunky, but man does it bring back the joy and adrenaline. The game earned its cult status through innovative mechanics. Well, who would have known item weight and limited ammo could make a shooter so thrilling? A great series of humor, and a community that kept the undead heart beating for years. It's frankly amazing that a free mod from 2007 or 2008 still has folks reminiscing, even playing in 2026. There's something pure about Zombie Panic. There's no DLC, no cash up, just a love for the mod and love for the game. It says, here's a shotgun, some buddies, and a ton of zombies, go make some memories. And boy did we make that. So, here's the Zombie Panic Source. The game where humans are fragile, zombies are players, weight is your worst enemy, and every flashlight battery is a precious resource. Where maps range from creepy labs to crazy carnival rides, and every one was a surprise. If you ever played it, you might wonder what the big deal is with this clunky old source mod. But those of us who fought off the undead in Zombie Panic will never forget the chaotic, heart-pounding fun it delivered. A little slice of zombie apocalypse heaven, or hell, that remains undead and well in our hearts. I hope, of course, you enjoyed this little rambling video about a new game, and I hope I see you in the next one. Goodbye.